It is very, very, very rare that I come on here and defend LeBron James. Very rare. Most of the time when I'm talking about LeBron, it's about anything but basketball. It's about some woke comment that he made, or maybe him threatening cops, or just being an all around social justice warrior. Sometimes I will talk about LeBron James, the basketball player, not the SJW. On the court, LeBron is the best player of this generation, no question about it. Top two, top three all time. No, he's not, and he never will be greater than Michael Jordan, but he is the best player of this generation. Even though I can be highly critical of LeBron James, I'm also a realist. I don't look at things through jaded lenses. Just because I don't agree with some of LeBron's actions and woke politics, it doesn't mean I can't be objective when I'm talking about his basketball skills. I can be objective. Skip Bayless, on the other hand, clearly Skip Bayless cannot be objective when it comes to LeBron James. For the past 18 years, Skip Bayless has made a career of tearing down LeBron James. Back in 2016, when LeBron led the Cavs to winning the NBA Finals, the first thing that Skip Bayless said was that he was no Michael Jordan. No compliments on winning a title in Cleveland, a city that I don't think had seen a championship at that point in something like 60 or 70 years. Skip Bayless goes straight to the negativity. Or what about last season? LeBron is having an MVP caliber year. Carmelo Anthony hits a game-winning shot one night. Skip Bayless goes on the air the following morning, and he claims that Carmelo Anthony is the best 35-year-old player in the NBA. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Carmelo Anthony's the best 35-year-old player in the NBA. He's coming off the bench. Carmelo Anthony's been irrelevant for the past few years. Skip Bayless is not objective. I could list occurrence after occurrence in the past of Skip Bayless being ridiculous with his critiques of LeBron James. But there's no need, because he gave me another good example this morning. He did it again. Skip Bayless just cannot help himself. I swear to God. LeBron James lives rent-free in this dude's head. Now, to be honest, I am a bit surprised by Skip Bayless. And the reason being, since last summer, he's kind of done an about-face with LeBron. A little bit anyway. Skip Bayless is one of those white people that apologize for being white, who feels guilty about his white privilege. So when LeBron went full-blown woke, Skip Bayless was behind him 100%. Anything LeBron says politically, Skip Bayless agrees. He's all over LeBron's sack. That wasn't the case on Undisputedly Woke this morning on FS1. One of the segments on the show was about the Clippers closing out the Mavs in Game 7 Sunday afternoon. The question for the segment, was this comeback by the Clippers the greatest in NBA history? Which is a ridiculous question when you think about it. I mean, yeah, the Clippers went down 2-0. Lost the first two games at home. Then they were embarrassed at home in Game 5. They were down 3-2, heading back to Dallas for Game 6, end up winning 2 games in a row, series over. Shannon Sharp immediately says that this was not the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA. I don't say this very often on here, but I agree with Shannon Sharp. It didn't even cross my mind Sunday when I was watching Game 7 that the Clippers were making an historic comeback. Didn't even think about it. This was a first-round playoff series. This wasn't the NBA Finals or the Western Conference Finals. Hell, even if this were a second-round series, I would consider it a historic comeback. Not the greatest in NBA history, but still an historic comeback nonetheless. But in the first round? No! The Clippers should have never been in this situation to begin with. They have the deepest roster in the NBA. They're going up against a Mavericks team that features Luka Doncic, and that is it. That's it. This entire series was Luka versus the Clippers. He was a one-man team. Porzingis is pathetic, the softest player on the court every night. I have never seen a less dominant 7'3" player in the NBA. Porzingis is the tallest guy on the court by 6 inches. Last 3 games of the series, the most crucial games of the season, Porzingis averages 10 points. Mark Cuban has got to get Luka some help, but that's beside the point. The Clippers should have never been in this situation to begin with. So this is not a historic comeback. I know that. You know that. The only person who doesn't know is Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has been in love with the Clippers since Kawhi Leonard landed in Los Angeles. He has a crush on Kawhi Leonard. I swear he's got a crush on this dude, the load management guy. Skip Bayless said that this was not only an historic comeback, this was the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA. When Shannon Sharpe brought up the fact that LeBron and the Cavs came back from down 3-1 in the 2016 NBA Finals, Skip Bayless said the Clippers' comeback against Dallas was bigger, more important. What? You can't be serious. This dude can't be serious. You mean to tell me that you really believe a comeback in the first round of the playoffs is more monumental than a comeback in the NBA Finals? This is one of my many problems with these parrots on Fox Sports 1 and ESPN. This is 100% shtick from Skip Bayless. This is not real. This is inauthentic. There is no way in hell that he really believes this comeback is even in the same class as the Cavs coming back in the NBA Finals. If he does really believe it, then Fox should fire him immediately because he's a blithering idiot. I wouldn't even consider this a top 10 comeback in the history of the NBA playoffs. Yes, it was good. It was good. Credit to Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. I'm not trying to discredit them. But like I said, they should have never been in this position against a team like the Mavs. Dallas didn't have anybody that could guard Kawhi and Paul George. The Clippers are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. All they had to guard was Luka. That's it. This series should have been over in 5 games. It should have never went 7 games. Now, I was a believer in the Clippers last season. They were my favorites to win the NBA Finals. I'm not falling for it again. I've seen this movie before. It's like this team, they have to have their backs against the wall to be motivated, to play at a high level. Otherwise, they're just not motivated at all. That is a dangerous proposition in the playoffs. Just look at how they played in games 1, 2, and 5. You can get away with that against Dallas. You're not going to get away with it against the Jazz. They better come ready to play game 1. They go down 2-0 against Utah, series over. All right, what do you guys think of Skip Bayless once again trying to discredit LeBron James? I know most of you out there in my audience, I know you don't like LeBron because of his woke politics, but I think we can all agree that this is another pathetic attempt by Skip Bayless to discredit LeBron. So sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com. KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.